The first time I ever saw a royal affair was when I had visited London for the first time. It happened to be playing. It was a release of the film, playing in a small little theater for only about 5 days, so it wasn't a lot of time. And I actually had the fortunate opportunity to go out and see it while it was still playing. And so my dad and we actually paid about $25 to go and see it when we knew absolutely nothing about the movie. We had no idea what it was about. We never saw any trailers or previews or reviews about it or anything. And I was a bit nervous when I walked in there because there was only literally like three people there who were all teenagers, and they were sitting in the back whispering and texting and stuff like that. But I sat back, I prepared myself, I didn't know what to expect, and what a fascinating movie. It was a very, very interesting movie. Um, it's political, it's romantic, it's humorous, and it's so engagingly directed and dialogue driven. And honestly, I fell in love with it, with everything about it. There's a lot of aspects that really work in A Royal Affair. It's educational without being boring. It's a love story with an improbable background in a sort of gloomy setting, which happens to be the Danish court of the late 17th century. I really responded to the narrative in the beginning of the film, which really grips you in and is really intriguing. And it's actually quite a long movie. It's about 140 minutes long, but when you start watching it and you start to get swept along with it, then it really doesn't feel that long. The costumes, I thought, were also very beautiful. I loved how they portrayed that fashion sense of that period.
Og det må være Christians stedmor.
Enkedronning Juliane Marie og majestætens halvbror arveprinsen. Hverken hende eller hendes søn er særlig populær blandt folket.
Hvorfor ikke?
Jeg tror, det er fordi hans majestæt aldrig har betragtet dem som en del af familien. Danske folk har altid haft en besynderlig næse for den slags.
Jeg synes, det var så langt væk.
De har dramatisk plærkær, dronning.
Kommer de og besøger mig efter aftenens program?
Kom, lad os gå til fængslet. Vi to vil synge der, som fugle i vort bur.
The actor Mikkel Folsgaard plays one of the most entertaining and likable jerks that you will ever see in a movie. He plays the role of a simpleton monarch named Christian, and he plays his part to a T. He really made me sympathize with this character. He may have been crazy and mean and rash at times, but deep down, I think he really was a very insecure young man who didn't know how to behave properly and who couldn't deal with the obligation of being king. He was terrified of that. He was misunderstood, and I felt pity for him at times. And I really liked the portrayal of the relationship between the king and his German doctor, Johann, who is played expertly by Mads Mikkelsen. They were very good friends, and I think that the doctor was like a true father to Christian. But the way Mikkel Folsgaard acted in the film, it reminds me of how some actors really don't get enough recognition and enough credit for their amazing work that they do, because you really can't imagine that movie without Mikkel Folsgaard. It just wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't have worked, and it wouldn't have been nearly as great as a film as it was without him playing that character in the groundbreaking way that he did.
Hvorfor skal København altid stinke af lort? Der er lort. Jeg har lortestang i næsen. Jeg har lort på skoene. Jeg er konge af lortebyen. Deres Majestæt. Kom og få en lille tår.
Synes du, det er passende at drikke sig fuld på hovedhuset og skabe sig hver eneste nat? Så alle må hver kan se det.
Deres Majestæt, jeg er sikker på, at folket ikke er noget
Jeg er
mod
ikke
på.
interesseret i deres mening, der står sig. Christian?
Undskyld, mor.
The final scene of the movie, the German doctor's final confrontation with all of the people that he's tried to save since the beginning of the film. I won't spoil anything, but I have to say that it was one of the most surprising and moving and exhilarating climaxes that I've ever witnessed in a motion picture. It's a true work of genius, and I cried, actually, after I saw it. It left me absolutely in tears because it was so tragic and beautiful, and I remember that I wept even after the movie was over. I was wiping away the tears for a full 15 minutes because the movie really got to me. I really got involved with these characters and the story, and I cared about what happened. It really was. It touched me in a way that no other film had ever quite done before, and that had to have been one of the greatest experiences that I've ever had in a cinema. It is an amazing, breathtaking film, and I highly, highly recommend it.
His grip on the king tightened.
Jeg tror, du kan blive en fantastisk konge, Christian.
But while he gave Christian back his mind, what he gave to me was more powerful and far more dangerous.
Er det sandt?
Nej.
Du ødelægger mit land, Struensee.
Jeg kan gøre lige, hvad der passer mig.
Kongen lader sig diktere direkte af en oplysningsmand.
Du er en skide provinslæge, og nu tror du kraftigt, at du kan styre et helt land.
Jeg ved, hvad jeg så. Our affair would change a nation forever.
Kongen af Preussen har bundet min mor! Nej, nej, ja! Nej, nej, ja!
De tror alle sammen, jeg er skør.